Good morning, dear students. I am Atul Barve, Associate Professor in Department of Information Technology, Oriental Institute of Science and Technology, Bhopal. Today, I am going to discuss on finite automata. What is finite automata? What kind of finite automata its use? We will discuss in this lecture. Okay. So, if I am talking about what is finite automata and its basic definition, so before that we have to understand what is machine. We have a input tab. This is called an input tab. Okay, and this input tab is nothing but a memory space where we want to store our particular input or whatever the data is. Okay, this particular input tab is bounded by two symbols. This is the starting end marker and this is another ending end marker, which shows that here your tab begins and here your tab ends. Okay, whatever your string is, let your string is a, let your string is abc, so you need to store it here. Now, there is a reading head. This is what? A reading head. This reading head reads one cell at a time. Here, this particular input tape is further divided into cells. So, this reading head will read a particular cell. Let this time the reading head is on C. So, at this time, this reading head will read this particular C. On the basis of reading symbol, our finite control, which is the actual machine, which is the actual decision power. So finite control will decide whether it has to move every time. If we are talking about the finite automata, the reading head will move in right direction. So first of all it will read add, then b, then c, then let d, and so on. It will read like this. Okay, so finite control, when we read C, it will decide an action and this action will be your some state. So finite automata is having five component, and formally if we define it using the definition, sorry. So those five tuples are the Q, the summation, okay, del, Q naught, and F. What are these? What are these five tuples and what are these five symbols and where we are using it? So first of all, Q. The Q is a finite, non-empty set of states. Any finite automata has certain state. Let Q naught is an state, okay, for a finite automata. Okay, so we are using this Q as an element of this capital Q, and capital Q is nothing but the set of all states possible in the finite automata. Another symbol is your summation sign. Summation is a finite non-empty set of input alphabets. You can call it inputs or you can say it alphabets. Let your inputs are A and B. So the combination, or you can say that the subset of A and B is nothing but the set of input alphabets. Okay. Then another is del, which is very important, which is used for transition. Our reading head will move in which direction and what it will be take the an action. So it's a function, or you can say that transition function, or you can say it is a mapping function which maps Q cross summation into Q. If you are on some certain state, getting some input, you are moving on some other state. Okay, for example, if we are considering Q4 is an state, getting input small a, and we are moving on some other state, let it is Q5. Okay, so this particular transition is shown by this particular del function. Yeah, transition function. So this is very important in case of finite automata, and this is also a deterministic finite automata. Why? Because there is a determinism. That means on a particular state, on getting some input, we should move on some state. There is only single choice of transition. Okay. Then the Q naught. What is Q naught? Q naught is an element of Q. Element of Q, that means Q naught is an state. And every machine has its starting point. So similarly, deterministic automata, yeah, deterministic finite automata, or you can say simply a finite automata, should have a starting point. So the starting point of this deterministic finite automata is Q naught, which is the initial state of the Q. Whatever we are doing, yeah, whatever we will do, definitely everything will be start from Q naught, because Q naught is the initial state of the finite automata. Whatever you can choose Q4 as an initial state, you can choose Q7 as an initial state. It depends on you, and it's your depends on your design techniques. Okay, so in a finite automata there should be a single starting point, and the last is F. F is what? A subset of Q. Subset, it's not a proper subset, it's just a subset of the Q. That means it contains the set of states. Okay, so finite states is nothing but the states on which reaching on which we can say, or we can announce that the process has been completed. That means your string has been accepted or it has been rejected. You can only decide on reaching on some final or non-final state. If on a particular input, if you will reach on some final state, that means the string is accepted by the finite automata. Or if you will not reach on some final state, that means we can say that a string is not accepted by the finite automata. Okay, now how we can represent this finite automata on our paper or on our computer? Okay, so we have two techniques. One is called the transition graph, or you can say transition diagram, and another one is the transition table. The transition diagram, if we are talking about the transition diagram, or you can say state diagram, or you can say that state transition diagram, is a directed graph. Always remember, this is a directed graph, not as it is an indirected graph. Well, it means every link has some specific direction of transition. How we can construct it? So there are certain nodes. Every graph has nodes. So nodes here represents the states of the finite automata. If we are making a transition diagram like this, Q naught is any state, so we make it as a state. If some other state is Q1, okay, so we are doing like this. This is a transition. So there is a directed edge from some node Q to node P labeled as A if there is a transition from Q to P on some input E. So in this example, if we are taking Q naught as a state, Q1 as a state, and there is an input of small a, if we are on Q0 getting input small a, we can reach on Q1. So like this, there is some transition links which is a directed links and which shows in the transition diagram. Now starting states are represented by an arrow. Okay, starting state, it is very important. You can represent it by an arrow which can differentiate it from the other state. Okay, and similarly if there is certain final state, then you can represent it by a double circle. Okay, double circle it. So if we have another state Q2 which is not a final state, so we can draw it like that and let the input is B. Here let again the input is let B. Okay, then there is another input let A on Q1. From Q1 to Q2 let another input is B. So in this way you can design a finite automata. So what should we remember? Every initial states are represented by a circle. All transitions are represented by directed links with weighted edges. The directed links should be weighted by the input, and the initial state should have an arrow coming from nowhere. It's simply an arrow, and all final states are marked as double circle. So in this way you can represent a transition diagram or transition graph. Similarly, another way to represent a transition table, you have to draw a table which contains the current state and the next state possible on each and every input. Let you have two types of input, let is A and B. Two alphabets are there. And if you have some state Q0 and getting input A, you can reach on some state Q1, and on input B you can reach on some state Q2. So like this you can make some, yeah, you can show some transition. Okay, here in this table again the initial state is represented by an arrow and final state is represented by a circle, simple circle, or you can show it by a star sign. Okay, it depends on you how you are showing it. So here every row in the table represent a transition from a particular input on transition from a particular state on each and every possible input. So in this two way you can represent. These are the examples. In this particular transition diagram, the Q0 is the initial state. Okay, on input A it is moving on Q1. If we are representing it by a transition function, there is the state Q0 getting input A, where we are reaching? We are reaching on Q1. Okay, so it is nothing but Q cross summation into Q. This is what our mapping function, or you can say the del function. Okay, so this is the transition, directed transition, and where weight is there, and weight is nothing but the input. Similarly from Q1 state we are getting input A, we are reaching on Q1, that means self transition. Similarly on from Q1 if we are getting input B, we can reach on Q3, which is the final state. See here it is double encircle, so it is a final state. So there is a self loop on both the inputs, that is if the input is A or if the input is B. In both the cases, on input on particular state Q3, input is A or B, we can reach on Q3, that means self loop. So in this way we can design the transition diagram, or basically design transition graph. And as I told you, transition table is like this. These are possible inputs for the same graph. Okay, this is my initial state, we can mark it as an arrow. So Q1 on input A, we are reaching on Q1, Q0 on input B, we are reaching on Q2, Q1 on input A, we are reaching on Q1, Q1 on input B, we are reaching on Q3, and so on. Here Q3 is represented by a circle, that's why it is a final state. Or you can represent it like this, Q3 star. This is also represent that Q3 is a final state. Okay, sorry. So in case of non-deterministic finite automata, if I am talking about FA, finite automata. So finite automata is further divided into two kind of automata. One is called deterministic finite automata, DFA, and another one is non-deterministic finite automata, that is NFA. So what is difference between these two? This particular DFA, deterministic finite automata, has determinism, and non-deterministic finite automata has non-determinism. That means on a particular A, on some state Q, getting some input A, if you have a single transition, that means if you are reaching on some Q dash, then there is a single transition. Single transition, that means you have a determinism. You can determine it where you are reaching. This is called determinism. And if you have some doubt like this, you can reach on Q dash as well as on Q double dash. Then they are involved non-determinism. That means you can't decide, or it is very tough to decide whether we have to reach on Q1 or we have to reach on Q2, because we have both the options are there. So this shows the non-determinism. That means on a particular state, on getting some input, we can reach on two or more than two states. So this shows the non-determinism. So finite automata can have non-determinism. So again, if we are defining the non-deterministic finite automata, we have the same definition. Only difference is in the mapping function. Mapping function, why there is a difference? Because this is what the mapping function. On a particular state, on a particular input, we can reach on multiple states. That's why Dale is very important. All other things are same. Q is the state of state. Summation is the state of input alphabet. Q naught is the initial state and F is the state of final states. So if you are talking about the Dale function, this is what the Dale function, that is the transition function. Here is the definition of Dale function. That means on a state getting some input, we can reach on to power q. What is 2 to the power q now here? 2 to the power q is nothing but the power set of q. Okay, if you have two states, two symbols 1 and 2 in a particular set A, then if we want to find the power set of 2, so we can represent it by 2 to the power A. What it contains? It should contain pi, 1, 2 and 1 2, like this. So it contains 4 elements, 5, 1, 2 and 1 2. And what are these? These are nothing but all the possible subsets of A. It means power set is nothing but the set of all the possible subsets of original set. Okay, so if we have 3 states in the original set, then its power set should contain 2 to the power 3, that means 8 states including your 5. Similarly, if you have 4 states, then its power set contains 16 subsets or 16 possible sets. So if we are talking here, q dash and q double dash is nothing but a set, q dash and q dash double dash. And undoubtedly we can say that this is an element of 2 to the power q, because q dash is an element of q as q double dash is again an element of q. That's why it will be a subset of q and definitely will be included in the power set. So that's why the definition is slightly changed here, and only the difference is the mapping function. Otherwise there is no difference between these two. So these are certain comparison between DFA and NFA. So for each input alphabet, only DFA, only a singular state transition can be attended. It means there is only single transition in case of DFA, but in case of NFA there is more than one transition on a particular input. Okay. One more thing is DFA is not capable to make transition in case of any input empty string. If you are not having any input and your machine can move or machine can make transition, then this is only possible with the NFA, not possible with the DFA. Okay. And DFA is very most described and understandable machine, but somewhat complicated is NFA because there is a non-determinism. If we are talking about the DFA, if there is a determinism, then the total number of states in the DFA is more than the NFA. Similarly, if there are number of states are more, then no doubt the memory requirement for the deterministic finite automata is much more as compared to non-deterministic finite automata. Okay, and the total, as I told, the time requirement is running the particular input in the DFA is less as compared to NFA because it is a determinism. That means everything can be determinable at the beginning. Okay, then all DFAs are derived from NFA. That means every NFA has a particular DFA. That means both are equivalent machine and their power is same. Okay, so backtracking is allowed in the DFA, but it is not allowed in the non-deterministic finite automata. Okay, and no such randomization or randomness as the transition can determine in DFA. There is no randomness, but in case of NFA we have randomness because there are multiple transitions. So this is all about the DFA and NFA. Thank you.